Are you a real estate agent that has questions about how to best manage your money? Well, guess what? You're one of 99.9% of us that weren't born with that knowledge. I'm going to share with you the 3 different kind of real estate agents that I see in the market as it relates to money management. All right, guys, the first type of real estate agent I'm going to talk about today, these are the folks I lovingly refer to as the noobs, the newbies. A lot of times when we get into real estate, we don't know what we don't know, and so we're coming from other industries, right? I came from law enforcement. I was a cop before. Again, I wasn't born with this information, and I certainly didn't have an overabundance of cash when I was working as a police officer. So this was some of the stuff was not information that I needed to have at the time, and so I never learned it. The very first type, like I said, this is the newbie real estate agent. A lot of times, folks are coming into the industry, they don't know what they don't know, and when they get paid a commission check, that comes from their brokerage pays them a commission, and that commission check flows directly into their personal account. And that's where it sits. That's the only thing that happens to it. It goes from brokerage to me personally. That's the terminal point. Type number 2. These are what I call the veteran agents. A lot of times we get a little bit wiser with our money while we're in the process of being a real estate agent, building our business. And so the veteran real estate agents take a little bit of a sharper approach to this. They actually split their money up. So when it comes in from the broker, it will come into oftentimes a business account. And so that business account then will split off into possibly 2 other accounts. So it'll come into the business account. Then from there will be some that stays in the business account, some that then flows into a personal account, and then others yet that flow into a tax account. So at a minimum, guys, I think every real estate agent, if you're doing any business at all, should have this setup. You need to at least trifurcate this. This is how I would encourage folks to at least have this conversation with attorneys and such. That is what I call the veteran agent. Now, the last one is what I call the empire builder. And so this is what, there's very few real estate agents that operate their finances in this way, but the folks who are truly building empires and doing something amazing with their life, trying to build generational wealth, this is how they set it up. They still have those 3 general trifurcated areas of their finances. One is going to be business, second is going to be taxes, third is going to be their personal. But within those then, they split off quite a few ways. So for instance, in business, they're going to split off within their business account. They're going to have an operating account. So that's what pays all the stuff that happens on a regular monthly basis. It all comes out of that operating account. But they're also taking some of the money within their business budget and they're separating it out for, say, long-term investment, right? And this might be something like maybe you're planning on bringing on a really expensive hire, like a chief operating officer or a chief marketing officer. And, maybe you're going to have to give, in order to be competitive to hire somebody that's like that, you're going to need to maybe have a signing bonus ready, in addition to, the ability to pay their salary, of course. And so you're going to take some of that money and you're not spending it every month, but you are setting it aside, not for anything other than just this long-term investment, right? So you've got a little pool of money there that continues to build so that when you're ready to make a larger investment in your business, it could be, again, maybe this is a down payment for an office building, or maybe it's that signing bonus for a really high-end recruit that you're bringing in, to help on your administrative side. You've got the cash ready right there, right now. And lastly, then, I would strongly encourage that part of your business budget be allocated for what I call an oh shit fund. If we were more G-rated, we call it a rainy day fund. When times are good, everybody can win. Everybody looks like a rock star. That's really easy. But when times are bad in sales, you need to be ready for that. You need to be ready to weather that storm. And so you've got this slush fund of money just sitting there for your business that you don't touch ever until or unless, the market crashes. Then you've got money there. You can still pay the bills. You're not going to be worried about, losing the business or losing employees that you can no longer pay. You've got money set aside and ready for that. But the hard part about that is you've got to be really disciplined to have a large chunk of money sitting there that you're not going to be touching over the long run. So that's number 1. That's the business bucket for an empire builder. Number 2 then is going to be your tax bucket. Again, you're still setting it up the same way as you did the veteran agent. You're just being a little bit smarter with this money. So as you're setting aside money for taxes, whether it's quarterly payments or end of year payments, this money is sitting in maybe a high interest account that is continuing to accrue interest rather than just sitting there and doing nothing. And the third then is going to be your personal. This typically is going to be you're getting paid from your own business. So your brokerage pays your business then pays you. From your personal account, then this is where it really spiderwebs, because within your personal account, yes, you've got your own personal operating expenses. This is, these are your groceries, your mortgage payments, your car payment if you have one, whatever you pay every single month. Again, just like your business, you've got your personal operating expenses here. But you're also going to set up what my financial advisor calls different buckets, right? Again, similar to your business, but you're going to do it personally. So these are things that, again, that you're going to spend money on. It might not be every single month, but you're going to spend money on through the year. A great example, vacations, right? Set that money aside from within the personal account. You're going to split that off and you're going to start saving money for your vacation so that every year when you want to go on a vacation or 2 or 3 or 4, you've got literally the cash sitting there to do it, right? You don't have to put this on a credit card. You don't have to figure out where are we going to get the money to do this vacation or take the kids out or whatever. You've got the money sitting right there, ready for you to do it. It's an amazing feeling. The second thing I would encourage you to do is, things like if you've got pets at home, right? Especially as pets age, they take on more expense. There's just more medical bills, right? So you should have a separate bucket for pets. At a minimum, you're going to be buying dog or cat food or whatever pet you have. You're going to be buying food for them, but you're also going to have those vet bills that happen every year and more so as they get older. So set the money aside for it. And so we need to be ready for that. So again, when it happens, it's just cash sitting there. I can turn it over very easily. It's not painful for me. It's not a problem. We don't have to figure out where are we going to pay this from. It's all sitting right there. Lots of different ways you can do this. Again, another one would be investments. And even within investments, maybe you've got, looking for flip properties. You're looking for rental properties, long-term rental properties. You're putting money towards stocks. That should be a separate bucket. May even have separate buckets within that bucket, right? So this gets fairly complicated, right? Depending on how much you want to plan. But I'll tell you, the folks that really build empires, the ones that are building generational wealth, have this type of setup. It's almost something that you have to kind of diagram out so you can see exactly where all the money's going. And it's one step even better if you can automate the process. And then you wake up one day and realize that, my gosh, you've got $10,000 sitting in your vacation fund. Your vacation's only going to cost, $5,000 this year, and you've got a little money left over, and that's just cool, right? But because it happens automatically, you don't really miss the money, and you're not going to be at risk of maybe spending it before you make all of those diversions wherever it's supposed to go. So guys, those are the 3 different ways that you can manage your money as a real estate agent. I would strongly encourage you at least do the veteran agent, the second option. If you're looking to really create generational wealth, sit down, talk with a financial planner, a tax advisor, an attorney, and really get the plan together, because you're going to be really glad you did 20, 30, 40 years from now. Your kids will be even happier.